MorroW to play against MaNa here, and look at the spawning positions also. MorroW is going to find out where he is directly by sending this Overlord here.
And it looks like MaNa is spawning in the right position as the blue Protoss in the top. We have MorroW as the red Zerg, and I mean really MorroW is just going to be pretty comfortable in these spots. I mean, you have the easy Mutalisk harassment. Most of your expansions are far away from your opponent. A lot of easy time and easy room to be able to just get up into the late game.
And MaNa not opting to send the probe towards the back of the base before building the pylon so we can see if the Overlord isn't. Oh, actually, he is going to do it. Is he going to see it? Yeah, he does see the Overlord. Nice play by MaNa. Knows exactly what's going on. And this is the kind of decisions now he needs to start to make. Is he going to go for that Forge again without canceling the gateway? Because it was a little bit delayed because he did go for the gateway and the cancel. He might just opt to go straight for the gateway as it didn't really work out for him last game.
Yeah, now looking back in MorroW's base, very curious to see if he's going to do that gas pool build. Interestingly enough, it didn't work out for him so well in the previous game. I mean, it's often kind of funny that if your opponent does some huge botch like cannon rushes and then it fails miserably, that you can actually be so not used to that lead that you end up making mistakes in that position. But it looks like MorroW going ahead and going for the fast extractor. We do see that MaNa is continuing to scout with his probe and, might be doing a 14 Nexus play.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to park on the ramp, maybe waiting for the necessary minerals. I don't know what he's doing here. It should be interesting to see. It looks like, yeah, he is going to go for the early Nexus, and MorroW has gone for gas pool. Gas looked about 14 pool as well. Should be interesting to see what MorroW will do here.
Yeah, it looks like MorroW has a couple of options at this point. He can do the usual speed zergling pressure. He could do something a little bit more aggressive, like try to throw down a Roach Warren and press, or might even just go for a Baneling bust. The real danger in this situation is the fact that this pylon is on the high ground. Very difficult to both get the Forge and then build cannons at the front at the same time. If MaNa is going to be cutting probes or not. Wow, actually that's a pretty bold play not to be cutting probes, because look at this, the pool is done, and there's not even a pylon finished at the front.
And now, yeah, two Lings are in production. We'll just have to see if he builds another set of Lings or a drone. I suspect he will go for another. No, he's actually going to go for a drone instead of another set of Lings. So it looks like MaNa will be fine and able to deal with this. The thing I'm kind of contemplating is what will MorroW do to counteract this. The hatchery, is going to be delayed until these Lings get rid of this probe, but he might actually go. He's actually stopped mining gas. That kind of tells me something, that he doesn't really want to go for speedlings. He doesn't want to go for banelings. He doesn't want to go for a fast layer at all. He's just going to go straight for pure minerals.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of options that MorroW can do. Still can transition to some sort of all-in-ish style if he wants to, but MaNa having some very nice placement here with the cannons and the gateway forming a nice, tight, solid wall. In the meantime, no gas has been thrown down yet. The expansion is up and running, and this is exactly why Protoss is like this map. Even with this slightly awkward initial pylon, this early expo is so easy to establish.
It wouldn't surprise me, actually, if MorroW decided to take a third. I mean, he's still not mining any gas. He's getting a second queen. He has so many minerals queued up. All he is making now are just drones and another set of Lings, actually. Taking a third wouldn't be a bad idea against a Protoss, because the Protoss play obviously on the back foot in terms of going out. It doesn't want to look out. He's only just got the gateway up now, has cannons, might even be throwing down a third cannon. No, it's a cybernetics core. But, I mean, MorroW now going for gas. Is he going to get speed or a lair next, though? That's what we've got to see.
Now, the big thing that I'm curious about for MaNa is whether he's going to be getting these extra gases, and he answered that question for me right away by taking the third one. But a lot of times players will just get 2 or 3 gas geysers and just sprint to the mass cybernetics core unit production. Mass Stalker, Mass Zealot, Mass Sentry, doing as much early attacking as possible. We haven't really seen a tech choice from MorroW yet. He's getting yet more queens. No layer, no speed, no nothing. It looks like there's an evolution chamber going down and another expansion going down, but that's going to be very vulnerable to 6 warp gate pushes.
Yeah, it will be. We have 2 gateways now. I'm like 1, 2, oh, 2. Trying to count gateways is like so difficult at this time of night. Do you reckon he will go for the 6 gateways?
You know, I wouldn't be surprised.
Ooh, he's actually going for a Stargate,
but it looks like, yeah, he is going to be going for the Stargate, so I think that's definitely going to be throwing his opponent off a little bit. almost always you expect big warp gate plays. That's almost always what you even want to do, and it's still hard for Zerg to stop. But as we see, oh no, MorroW is clearly gearing up to go Hydra Roach. Only anti-air he has, though, is these queens, so enough Void Rays getting thrown up could be doing a lot of damage. Double Stargate from MaNa. How unusual.
This is quite unusual. I don't think he's expecting MorroW to go for a Hydra Den. Obviously, he still hasn't even got a layer up yet. So if he does start chrono boosting, he's actually chrono boosting out a Phoenix. So we're going to see 2 Stargate Phoenixes, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, now this can actually work quite effectively. Players have been having huge troubles with Zergs who go Mass Mutalisk. It is one of the most difficult styles to stop on this map, so a lot of Protosses have combated it by just straight up getting 2 Stargate Phoenix. If they're against not Mutalisks, then they just run around once they have 4 or 5 Phoenixes and end up killing off plenty of queens, plenty of drones. But if they are against Mutalisks, they have a very easy way to deal with it.
And 2 Void Rays are now being chrono boosted out, and the layer is only halfway from being done. And then he also has to go for the Hydra Den. He could be in a lot of trouble. There are no Spore Crawls anywhere because he's not really expecting this type of play. The Overlord on position next to the Natural, he sees another gateway going down. So I guess what's going through MorroW's head is that, I just guess you're going to go for the 6 gateway build. But no, that's not what's going to happen.
And it looks like lots of different kinds of air units coming out for MaNa. There's the Void Ray. Just doing a little bit of zapping action, and there is the Queen trying to pick this off, but getting lifted up in the air, and the Void Ray already starting to charge. The second one is coming to join, and it looks like this Void Ray is going to be taking a good bit of damage, but there it is, fully charged. Now that there are 2 Queens out on the field, that Queen will fall. A couple of roaches pop out, but it's 2 fully charged Void Rays, and the second lift by MaNa.
The Spore Crawls have finished, though, on the main and Natural. He's going to go straight for the layer once again with these Void Rays. Any queens that do pop out, he can just lift them up. We don't have a Hydra Den at all anywhere. Only Spore Crawls being made, and he may lose this layer before the Queen comes out.
It's about half health right now. And it looks like it is fully charged. The life is just plummeting on that layer. The Queen is getting so close to finish. He does have enough energy to lift. So it looks like the Queen is about to pop out. There it is, trying to do a few hits. And there's the lift and the kill on the layer, and MorroW is in a terrible position.
Yeah, terrible position, and now MaNa really taking the lead. Spore Crawler down, only 1 on the Natural, 1 on the main. He does have the Hydra Den out now, so he should be wanting to produce a lot of Hydras. He was lucky he did get that Hydra Den out before the layer died, and another Queen is going to go down.
Another lift does take the Queen out. He's going to back away. He's going to charge on that hatchery. He has to be careful to pull those Phoenixes back, and in the meantime, MorroW just does not have any options with these ground units. More Void Rays, more Phoenixes coming in, and what more creative play from MaNa.
Yeah, and this looks like he could be taking the series down. The Queen has been lifted up once again. More Phoenixes are coming in, but there are a lot of Hydras about to spawn out, and will he be able to take them down with these Void Rays? He needs to lift them perfectly.
And I mean, that is the one big betrayal of those drones, revealing that there was an expansion of the bottom left of the map. And of course, it looks like MaNa was not anticipating that in the slightest, but it looks like all the Hydras are here at the left, so MorroW's really hoping to keep this left base alive.
MorroW's at 97 food, actually, compared to MaNa, who's at 81. Surprisingly, so far ahead in food, but he has so many drones, and once again, he's going for this hatchery. He needs to move his Hydras down from his Natural. He has 4 sitting there, and MorroW not really reacting to this. He's going to be starting to lift up some Hydras, and he needs to use a Void Rays to take these down.
He's picking up 2 Hydras, has killed those off, and is running really low on energy, has lost 1 Void Ray, and he transfuses the hatch. Will he be able to take the hatch down? No! 7 hit points remaining on it.
Oh my god, 7 HP, and he does have another hatch just south of it also. And to be honest, MorroW's not in that bad of a position. He has these units outside, so if MaNa does decide to push out with ground units, they're just going to get crushed anyway. MorroW just needs to keep composure and just expand back to where he was before.
And it looks like trying to bait some of these units back to the photon cannons, it will be effective. And I honestly would not mind any move by MaNa that just tries to target fire that hatch again. It is so low on health. The main and the Natural expansion have no more mining at them, but again, like you were saying, units have been left behind.
5 roaches are in production. If MaNa decides to push out, he isn't. He's just going to go down, and it looks like he will be taking out these destructible rocks, gearing up for a 3rd base, and a Colossus is in production now as the robotics. Wait a minute. There's like a I'm not seeing things. There's a Colossus being built, but there's like a second robotics bay being put down in the main.
Is there a second Robo Bay? Well, it looks like this is the day of the double tech structure. He has double Colossus Den. He could even invest in observer speed.
I know, that is another critical mistake being made by the players. Obviously, being the players arrived here very early today and having to play all day, and it is getting quite late here. Mistakes are being made by both players. But MorroW is still looking in quite a good position. But I think if MaNa decides to, well, not decides, but when he does get this gold up and running, he will easily pull back into this game.
And it looks like he's gearing up to try to do a little bit of damage to try to finish off this hatchery. But no, it looks like there are Hydros in the way. He's going to have to pull back. There's no creep in the main. So the Hydros will not be able to pick this one off today. But still, they did save that hatch.
The Void Ray at the top here actually could do a lot of damage. Could take the spawning pool down. As because the spawning pool is off creep, it is losing health anyway. Combined with the Void Ray doing damage to it, it would go down rather fast, but Hydrolists are incoming.
And it looks like a +1 carapace upgrade going down for MorroW. Very smart of him not to forget about those structures. And oh no! He ends up losing a Void Ray, and it really looks like the game is a little bit more even than I think people would have expected.
Yeah, definitely. Colossus is coming out now, almost completed. Second Colossus, that is. The gold has finished now, and a lot of cannons being produced down next to this gold. And looking at the upgrades, 1+1, and Carapace is being researched. It will be 1-1 pretty soon, and not any upgrades. Considering he went for such an early forge, he's only just now getting +1.
Oh, and it looks like there was a little sneak around attack just moments ago by MaNa, taking out this hatchery and saturating this bottom expo. I mean, really, MorroW has been on one base for so long, and here's MaNa on 3, one of which is a gold. Look at that difference in income.
And he's going to lose his spawning pool. It's down to 150 health. Does he have another one anywhere? No, he actually doesn't have another one anywhere. That's going to be quite key if this Void Ray moves in to take out the spawning pool. As I said, MorroW doesn't have a second one building anywhere. And slowly but surely, I think MaNa is starting to push ahead. I don't know, because MorroW, like you said, is always on one base. And MaNa's... God, my voice is so dying when casting all day. And MorroW is just like on one base, and there's not much he can do because every time he tries to get a base up, MaNa destroys it again.
Twilight Council going down now for MaNa. A lot of gateways to Robo facilities. Armor getting researched as well, and with this mix, the Hydra Roach is just not as effective against the larger and larger Protoss armies. MaNa having a lot of patience against other armies you could push early, but he knows that the win is in the later stages of the game. There is probably the 5th layer that has actually been constructed in this series of games.
And going for a 4th now, MaNa feeling extremely comfortable, and it looks like at the same time he might be going for a cute push on the left-hand side here. He has the Observer to take down these creep tumors to help to get rid of all the creep on the base, so that doesn't help MorroW in any way, and he's pushing forward, and this could be a killing blow because MorroW has been spending all his resources on hatcheries and drones and doesn't have too many units.
Oh, the drone transfer did not go as expected. All of them got eliminated en route, and it looks like, he has surrounded himself. Coming in from all sides, he throws down some pretty good force fields from behind, cutting everything off, but units are still still sneaking around the edges, but those Colossi are so strong.
What great
Everything's
force
getting
fields.
zoned. Very, very convincing control here by MaNa, and it's going to be extremely hard for MorroW to be able to defend this. And more nice force fields pinching everything off, and it looks like the hatch is going to fall down. MaNa is at 1 win away from advancing to the quarterfinals. MorroW just cannot collect his units together enough. And there's the good game.
Well played. And MaNa does advance into the quarterfinals and will be playing against the winner of Huck and Sock. I think they might have finished their game. We're not sure about that, but they will. MaNa will be playing against Huck or Sock tomorrow.
Yeah, and really, really impressive play by MaNa all day in this tournament. Not only did he win his group, but also he had to win the BYOC to get here, and here he is in the round of 8. So extremely impressive results, and it looks like you are trying to get an update on what has just happened.
I have an update. The 3rd game was played. It was 1-1 between Huck and Sock. Huck taking the 1st game, Sock taking the 2nd game. And if you'd like to give the results for the 3rd game, Day 9.
I have no idea.
Team 1-1, which
is...
Sake
managed to advance, so Huck has been eliminated from the tournament.
Ooh. I don't think he'll be too happy about that. Huck didn't drop a game. in the group stages.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then now loses 1-2 versus Sok. And Sok, Protoss versus Protoss is not actually his strongest matchup, so that's a huge win for him.
Yeah, yeah, very, very nice play there by Sake, who again was on the verge of elimination, wasn't a tiebreaker, a triple tiebreaker in his group that was decided by a coin flip. I mean, very, very tense. I mean, again, when you have to play that many tiebreakers in a row, and then you have to play against Huck. But either way, that means that our matchups for tomorrow will be Adele Scott against Top, Servio versus Nama, Phoenix against Liquid Tyler, and Sake against MaNa. So definitely tune in for tomorrow. That's probably going to wrap up tonight's stream. So I am Day9.
And I am Diapollo.
And thanks so much to all the crowd for coming out, helping to support the esports scene. Thanks so much for you online viewers at home. I send you my hearts. And I am going to go take a nice long nap back home in the hotel and see you bright and early at 10 a.m. tomorrow for quarterfinal actions. See ya.